You see it?
Yeah.
It says
Yeah, yeah.
it's facing the right way.
Yeah.
All right, here we are. We're at the War Museum in Siem Reap, Cambodia, and we're going to take a little tour. The price for admission is very inexpensive. I believe it's $5 per person. This one's one of my favorites. I'm not even sure which one it is. I mean the country and whatnot. Usually have signs out here. I'm trying to find this one. I love this one as well. I don't know why. This looks like it would be fun to shoot. I was in the field artillery for 10 years as a surveyor, and I had the best time of my life, let me tell you. I would go back as a private on KP in the middle of winter in Germany to go back in the Army today if I could, just because it's so much fun. Get to hang out with your friends, get to go camping. They give you millions of dollars worth of equipment to use. And if you show some initiative, you will go far. If you take that equipment and you take that training and you do a good job, wow, the military is the place for you, let me tell you. I joined the Army when I was 18, and I had an 8th grade education and a criminal record, and I had to get a waiver to even get in. And when I got to the processing center, I didn't even weigh enough. I only weighed 115 pounds. I needed to weigh 116 or 17. They told me you need a bunch of bananas. It took me 3 times trying to get into the Army. But I made it. And man, I had a good time. Other people, they complained about the food in the Army. Complained about the lines in the chow hall and the selection of food. And I'm like, my God, you guys have been pampered all your lives. If you don't enjoy this cornucopia of food that they offer you for free and unlimited portions, of course, they give you lots of new clothes. They give you work uniforms and dress uniforms, and me being the 5th of 7 kids, all I ever got was hand-me-downs, of course. only makes sense. You buy for the first kid, and he outgrows it so fast. You got a second kid, you don't go out and buy new stuff. You give him the older kid stuff, but by the time he gets down to the fifth child, it's really not much left. So I was happy to have some food and new clothes. There's chicken. If you were in the Philippines, you'd catch them, wouldn't you? Get you some native chicken. But anyway, that's why I love coming over here. I served many years as a field artillery surveyor. I was a re-enlistment NCO. I was fire marshal. I was equal opportunity representative. I was the, oh my God, I was PLL clerk. I was, oh my goodness, I forget all the different jobs I had. I had like 6 of them. They always say if you join the military, never volunteer. And that's bullshit. That's what you're there for. What do you want to do? Sit around the barracks? Looking at girly pictures and smoking cigarettes? What the hell kind of life is that, right? You join the military to do fun things, to have an adventure, right? And my God, I did. I've been to so many different countries. I'm stationed in Alaska at the Cold Regions Test Center. Got to try a lot of different equipment before the rest of the military got a hold of it. And that's a privilege because you are the last stop in making sure your fellow soldiers don't get some shit equipment. Where? Ringo. Where? Talking about the movie Ringo, and she saw a lizard. I just love that movie, Ringo.
I like it.
It's absolutely beautiful out here. There's such a thing called graceful decay.
That one?
Well, I'm just saying, you know, the way things decay sometimes can be graceful. It doesn't have to be considered unattractive or dirty or rusty. To me, it's beautiful. I know, right? It's going back to the earth from which it came. Cambodia has seen a lot of suffering, let me tell you. That's what all this is. This is the remnants of all the wars, all the fighting that has taken place here over the years. And this is a lot of recent history. But now, Cambodia is a wonderful paradise. And it's kind of nice to see the military equipment against this beautiful backdrop as an art piece instead of a item of war. When I was a kid, growing up in the 1970s, we learned a lot in the newspaper and magazines about the Khmer Rouge. It's a horrible history. And Cambodia does not try to hide their history. They do not cover it up. They do not sugarcoat it. They put it out here for everybody to see the atrocities of war. Later, we'll take a tour of the killing fields, which will show you the actual skeletal remains of all the humans the Khmer Rouge killed. They tried to target people they thought were intelligent, educated, and they went to a lot of the schools and they killed the people there. In some cases, just wearing glasses was enough for them to consider you as being smart and needing to be done away with. Whoa, you got something going on over here, huh? So cute. You want to adopt one? I want one. I like the brown one. Got some company. I know, right? But you never know. You got to be really careful because if you get scratched or bitten, even by a puppy, you don't know if it has rabies. Our driver that drove us here today, he was just walking along the street and a dog just came up and bit him for no reason. And he had to go over and get anti-rabies shots. But I just find it absolutely beautiful over here, especially towards sunset. And it might seem a little weird or creepy. But we always think about the ones that didn't make it home. How that vehicle got like that. Can you imagine being in one of those hot boxes here in Cambodia in the summertime? My God, the heat would kill you alone. And over here is a helicopter. I think it's a Russian or Soviet era helicopter. I could be wrong, but we're gonna go over and take a look at it. And it's amazing, they just let you just do what you like here, kind of, as far as looking around and going inside there and taking pictures. Khmer people are very accommodating. I'm sorry? Oh, right. This is the helicopter I was telling you about. So it's just open. You can look around in there. I rode in a helicopter twice in the military. When we were in Alaska, and we had to go to a very remote location on a mountainside doing a test. It had to be 35 below zero in order for the test to be conducted. And we kept sitting up on top of that hilltop, kept getting 32, 33. And we kept saying, oh my God, please hurry up and get down to 35 so we can get this test done and get the hell out of here. But you can imagine sitting on a hilltop in Alaska at 35 below. It's quite a bit different than this. But each environment is different, especially for the military. And you have to learn to operate in all different environments. Not only snow and jungle, but also urban, mountainous, swampy areas. Anyway, we are about to leave. You ready, Leah? You ready to go? Is this way? I hope you enjoyed our tour of the War
Americano.
Museum here in
Yeah.
beautiful Siem Reap, Cambodia. And we'll be doing some more tours coming up soon. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.